Now, how about them damn Celtics?
And we are back with another episode of How About Them Celtics. Sam and I are here recording on Tuesday, April 15th, and the Celtics are playing the Orlando Magic in the first round of the playoffs. I wish I uploaded the song Orlando Magic. I love the song. I don't care.
That's
I
what I
love
was
the
thinking
song.
about.
Song's
Now I'm gonna
great.
have to hate the song.
This is going to be up on audio platforms as well, just because it's an important enough thing that we should talk about it, and the audio viewers or listeners, I should say, should hear about it. But they beat the Hawks in the play-in tournament to advance and be the 7th seed in the playoffs. Huge game from Cole Anthony, 120-95 win for the Magic. That's not really indicative of how much of a blowout this was. The Hawks made a big comeback in the third quarter because the Magic couldn't score. They brought, I think it was like a 3-point game at its smallest gap late in the second half. And then they just couldn't hang. They blew up. Cole Anthony continued to get hot. Paulo Banchero, Franz Wagner, Wendell Carter all played pretty well. And then Cole Anthony's 26 off the bench. Anthony Black had 16 off the bench. That was enough to do it for him. So Trae Young got ejected. He was playing like a loser for the last X amount of minutes as the Magic were pulling ahead. And that was that. Trae Young finished with 28 points, but shot 8 of 21 and 1 of 5. Not great. And Celtics get Orlando.
Celtics get Orlando. Jack gets his wish. It's always easy to come on after a game like this and be like, if you listen to the last pod, we kind of talked about who would you rather play. And I leaned Atlanta. I think both these teams aren't very good, so I don't want it to be misconstrued that I had a strong lean. And I knew Jack liked the Orlando matchup, so I was like, better content. I'll take the other side. But it's easy to walk away from a game like this and be like, see, like obviously Atlanta sucks. They lost by 25 points, or 25 points worse than the Orlando Magic. The Orlando Magic, who all of a sudden know how to score the basketball. You mentioned the outlier type performances there from them, but 120 points today after being a butt-ass offense for the last 2 months, I guess, since the All-Star break now. They haven't been very good offensively. Their defense was as advertised. They held them to under 100. They made things difficult for Trae Young. He was frustrated at the end of the game, gets tossed. Great Trae Young moment, by the way. But listen, man, Orlando is a team that belongs where they're at. They were supposed to be better than they are. They have a big missing piece in Jalen Suggs, who is a large part of what is great about them when they are playing well, when he's healthy, and he's not healthy. So you're not going to have to see him in this first round. But Paolo and Franz are for real. Even though neither one of them had super efficient games, Paolo was rough, 30% from the field for 17 points. Little bit of a lights or too bright moment there, but he did the thing that Tatum does when Tatum doesn't necessarily score well and you still kind of like nod your head, where had 9 rebounds, had 7 assists. He tried to impact the game in other ways. And thankfully for him, his teammates step in. Cole Anthony has a heater, which if you're thinking about a playoff series against the Celtics fans are probably going to hate Cole Anthony, because that dude, I feel like, has had his fair share of impressive games against the Celtics. He's also the sort of player that the Celtics have shown they haven't been great at defending this year. These quick, not to say Trae Young isn't, these quick guards that are just able to be motherfuckers on offense have given them problems this year for whatever reason. So that's going to be something to watch for in this series, but it's going to be Orlando. Game 1 will be Sunday, so we all are aware of that now.
Yes. Game 1 Sunday. We don't know what the actual schedule will be yet, I don't believe. If I had to guess, I think it's going to be Sunday, Tuesday, 2-day break, and then Friday, Sunday. Like that's my guess. That's kind of what it was last year. That kind of feels about normal what they've done lately in recent years. So if I were to guess, that would be my speculation. Again, purely speculation. I don't know, but we'll have to wait and see what the actual schedule will be come playoff time. But Celtics have a losing record against the Magic this year. The broadcast pointed out that the Celtics actually had a losing record against the Hawks and the Magic this year. So take that for what it's worth. I believe the Celtics had a losing record to the Hawks last year too, or at least close to it, because they beat them those 2 times. Listen, man, one of the Orlando wins was the Baylor Shireman Torrey Craig start. The other one, they actually punked them, give them credit, but I think Tatum was out when they played them in Orlando that time too. So I'm not saying you should completely discredit the Magic, but I also am saying there's some context to be had when we're saying that they beat the Magic, or they lost to the Magic twice in one season. I still stand on the ground that the Magic are not a good enough scoring team, and I know this is coming the day after they put up 120. That is boosted by a 41-point fourth quarter. That is boosted by Anthony Black shooting 6 of 7, Cole Anthony shooting 10 of 17, and the Hawks being, frankly, a bad defense. Like, it's not like we're talking about them putting up 120 points against the Clippers or the Rockets or some juggernaut. They put
Or
up
against
120
the Celtics
points.
bench.
Yeah, they put up 120 points against Mo Gay in the starting lineup. That's like, I don't think you can take too much from this singular occurrence, this single game where Cole Anthony and Anthony Black played really well. But you can take to the bank that those guys could show up. You could get Cole Anthony performances, could get other stuff, but Kentavious Caldwell-Pope shot 1 of 7 from 3. Corey Joseph shot 1 of 4 from 3. When they shot, they scored 120 points and shot 11 of 39 from 3 for 28%. Take that for what it's worth. They had 12 offensive rebounds. I wonder how many points in transition they had. They also got 27 free throws, and the Hawks got 34 free throws. So this is a pretty ugly game in terms of fouls, and the Celtics have averaged the fewest fouls per game in the NBA. The Magic got 25 second chance points and 19 fast break points. The Hawks aren't very good, is my point. So if you're looking at that 120 number and being like, oh, they can score, well, we'll take a peek.
So help me God if Wendell Carter has a game like he had tonight against the Celtics. I'm going to be so fucking mad. Like, that's all I see when I look at this box score and think about this game, because you just think about the usual suspects and they weren't there for Orlando. And I suppose if you're a Magic fan today, you should be feeling pretty good because you got good showings from guys who you're going to need to show up. If you're going to compete with the Celtics, you're going to need more than just the top guys. And Orlando is a team that, again, was built to compete this year. They were the 5th seed last year. They were pretty, I would say, ahead of schedule. It felt like they took Cleveland to the brink, really felt like they were going to win that series for a little bit of time there. Then they don't really come up in game 7 after, well, they don't finish game 7. They had a big lead in Cleveland. They didn't finish the game. Now they have another real first round test. They're going to play against the Celtics. They have a lot. How many guys they play in this game? Let's see. So there was garbage time. So Jet
Outside
Howard,
of
Tristan
garbage
Silva,
time
and Goga,
Yeah.
really you can kind of X out of there. So even then they went, what, 10 deep?
10 deep.
Yeah. So they're willing to throw stuff at the wall, see what's going to work. Have to see how Missoula responds to that, see what works for Orlando, see who's going to be the most effective guys out there. This was a weird night for the Corey Joseph as the starting point guard argument, because the other two guys that they could throw out at point guard played really well. So I don't know if you can expect that consistency from those guys in a 7-game series. I don't think this is something Celtics fans should be worried about, but Orlando is a team that is least able to compete. They have played well against the Celtics, beyond this year, beyond the game where nobody played last week. They've been a team that's been a pain in the ass. But, Jalen Suggs, Mo Wagner, 2 of the best disruptors, instigator type guys will not be on the floor. So it's all left to be seen.
Listen, man, it's our job to overanalyze and break stuff down and talk about stuff incessantly, right? This is our job. This is the first round of the playoffs for a reason. This Magic team is not very good, and the Celtics are good. Could the Magic take a game or two? Absolutely. They have talent. Paolo Banchero is probably top 15, top 20 player in the NBA. Franz Wagner's not far behind him. Jalen Suggs is great. He's not healthy. Mo Wagner is a really good bench player. He's not healthy. Kentavious Caldwell-Pope has not shot the ball well all year. You've got guys capable of putting up big points, big scoring nights like Anthony Black and like Cole Anthony. They haven't done it consistently all year. There comes a point where the talent is the talent, and the Celtics have the talent. The Celtics have a rotation 8 deep, 9 deep. I forgot about Al Horford coming off the bench, plus guys like Baylor Scheim and Torrey Craig who can plug and play when you need them to. They are just a better basketball team. And there comes a point where there's no analyzing past that. We can go into how will the Celtics guard Jason Tatum? Are they going to throw doubles? We can go back and look at footage of them guarding Jason Tatum in the one game Tatum played against the Magic this year. We can go and look at, are they going to pick on Jaylen Brown? How is his knee going to look? What's that going to look like? We can look at how the Celtics are going to defend Paolo and Franz. Are they going to take them away and let the other guys shoot a little bit? I would imagine that's how they do it, even though they haven't, done it as much. They've gone to more scramble stuff late in the season versus, playing straight up. talent should win out in a series like this. And as the games go on, we're going to talk about them. We're going to discuss it. We're going to see what happens. If the Celtics play straight up basketball without adjusting, without doing anything, they should be able to win the series. And that's really just the way I see it. We can go over some of the individual matchups, performances, and stuff. The Celtics are simply the better basketball team.
I mean, I think that's what it boils down to. I think everybody should know that. The betting odds know that. Celtics are minus 8,000 to advance. If you want to get Celtics insurance very early, you can take Orlando at plus 2,200 to win the series. So 10 to win, $220. If you're somebody like me and has no fucking balls and is going to get all upset if the Celtics lose and disappoint them, if you're really like that, if you really feel that way, if you're somebody like me, what I would advise you
Did you
to
take
do,
it?
I didn't take it. I can't legally bet
I thought
where
that's
I am right now anyways.
I see. I thought that
But
was what you were
also,
leading into.
What I would recommend to you is to wait till the Celtics win game one and then do it, because then the odds will be even steeper for Orlando and you'll get paid even more money if you get your feelings hurt.
Indeed. Also, I saw you tweet about it. Do we want Boston chance? Thoughts? I'll let you talk first, then I'll talk.
Thank you. So I tweeted that for the sole reason that my tweet looks like it blends in with the rest, but I'm making fun of everybody that is tweeting about this. Shut the fuck up. Yeah, they did the chant. They did the chant. Like, who the fuck cares? Seriously. Oh, they're doing it. They're saying we want Boston. They didn't watch the playoffs last year. That's what they're going to do. That's what they're going to do. If the Celtics go to the finals and they're going to play, let's say they play the Thunder, who may be the better team, right? Like, they beat the Celtics twice this year. You'll all be chanting it. You'll be like, we want the Thunder, or whatever the hell works best in that rhythm scheme, right?
Mm-hmm.
Just seeing everybody log on, be like, did you not learn your lesson? Like, I was just like, so like the meme I posted of like the tired guy was just like me looking at my timeline. Like, I was like, you're all like taking the rage bait again. Like, you're doing it. Like, they're winning. Like, Orlando's probably not going to win this series. They got one over on you. Like, they have taken the best victory that they can realistically take, which is pissing you off before the series starts.
Mm-hmm. They want Boston, man, and they want them in Boston on Sunday. And if you want tickets, you can go to Game Time. Game Time is the best place for all your ticketing needs. So make sure to check it out. They have a ton of cool features. If you did want to attend that game, you can see everything here. There's a zone deal happening too, which is a very, very cool thing that Game Time offers, which basically just gives you the option and the ability to not choose where you're sitting in the exact seat, but choose a zone and you can get a little bit of a discount there. On top of that, Game Time Picks means curation, makes it easier to save more in sports, concerts, comedy, theater, because it's more than just sports, it's concerts, comedy, theater, everything like that. And you also get the lowest price guarantee, or Game Time will credit you 110% of the difference. You can see exactly the view from your seat. You can click right here. It's a great deal according to Game Time. You can see the view from your seat, so you know exactly what you are getting. You can also check the Fire Emblem and get in to the balcony and see the exact seat here for actually a really good playoff price too. If you want to check out a Celtics playoff game this season, you can check it out there. You can also toggle on and off the feature to see the full price with fees included, so you don't get surprised at checkout when you go. Take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time Picks. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code CLNS for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account and redeem code CLNS for $20 off. Download Game Time today. What time is it at Game Time? All right. Back to this Celtics Magic series. I don't know if we want to get into like X factors or everything. We won't go for too much longer, but just breaking down exactly what is going to happen in the series, what we think is going to happen in this series. I don't know if you want to do game by game predictions. I don't know if you want to go, they could do this predictions. The past 2 years, what the Celtics have gone 4-1 this first round, 4-2, and then they won 4-1. So could they sweep the Magic? Absolutely. I don't think the Magic have. I'm going to say Mavericks all series, by the way. I'm just going to slip up.
Yes.
I don't think the Magic have the firepower to keep up with the Celtics offensively. And I think the Celtics are good enough defensively to limit what the Magic can do and what they did against the Hawks. Could they take a game? Yeah. If the Celtics go cold enough one night, the Magic have the physicality and everything on there. I think they can bully Jason Tatum a little bit in terms of pushing him around. Same thing with Jalen, MKP. I don't know if I want to say like Celtics in 5 or Celtics in 4. Like, I don't know if I want to do that, but is there anything you're looking at from this Magic team that you're like, that's something to watch? Excuse me, watch for?
I pulled up the post All-Star break stats for them just to take a look at like what the current trends are. Here's what I'll say. Franz and Paulo combined for a little over 5 turnovers a game, right? These two are the main guys on this Magic team. They're very relatively young. They've only been in the league. They're still on rookie scale deals, right? Yeah, they haven't advanced off those deals, so they haven't been here very long.
I think
so.
Let me double check.
I think
Franz
Franz may have already like signed an extension, but he's still in like
You're
year
right.
4.
You're right. You're right.
22 and 23. They played in the playoffs last year. They took the Cavs to 7. Ultimately, I think this will boil down to, can the Celtics do enough to make them uncomfortable? Like, that is going to determine the length of this series. If the Celtics do a really great job of doing that, it's not going to go very long. Because if you pull up these stats after the All-Star break, Paulo puts up 29 a game, Franz 22.7, and then it's all up to Cole Anthony with his 10 points per game. And it gets worse. They are not a well-rounded offensive team. It's why when you go on NBA.com and you look at team stats for this post-All-Star break stretch, they have, the second worst effective field goal percentage, the 4th worst offensive rating post-All-Star break. They've not played very well. So if you want to go into the classic playoff trope of do you make the stars do it all or you make the other guys beat you? This is the ultimate other guys. Like slam the other guy's button. Like Cole Anthony, do your work, even though it's going to really upset me. Like I said at the top of the show, I was like, Wendell Carter has a 19-point banger. Cole Anthony goes off for 26. I'm going to put my head in the microwave. But statistically, if you're Missoula, the way Missoula thinks, so he loves to talk about essentially water finding its level. We might see the leave the guys open strategy, even though I'm not going to come up here and pretend Cole Anthony is a good 3-point shooter. He's at 43.6% this year. That's very, very good on 3.4 attempts per game. Post All-Star break, 38% from Anthony Black and almost 3 a game. Aside from those guys, really, really not great 3-point shooting on this Magic team either, which is a reason why their offense has been so putrid. But we all run the risk of falling into this guy is Dylan Brooks and we're going to let him shoot 10 threes even if he keeps making them. It is a playoff series. I would imagine adjustments come game to game. But that's where my head's at. Like Paul and Franz, you make them uncomfortable, I think you'll be just fine. That is the number one goal heading into the series, is get those guys off their comfort zone, out of their comfort zone.
Yeah, I tend to agree. It is what it is, man. I think I don't know, man. I don't know how much there's to analyze. Like, we're gonna have to go over. I'm sure we'll talk to Joe tomorrow.
We have to do an hour pod tomorrow.
But we'll have quotes and we'll have stuff to build on from that. I think my thoughts is just the Celtics have the offensive firepower and the defensive firepower to beat this Magic team. I think Paolo Banchero and Franz Wagner are great players. I think if they were healthy all season, the Magic might have had a better record. I don't think that changes how they will fare against the Celtics. I don't think they have the supporting cast. And if you want to beat the Celtics, you need 2 things. An amazing defense. They have that. Check. Good for the Magic. They have good defensive pieces, even though I still do think there are some gaps and holes in their defense that the Celtics can exploit, like Wendell Carter on the perimeter and Corey Joseph on the floor. 2, you need to be able to have no weak points on offense, i.e. you can't have a Josh Hart, i.e. you can't have a let's say
take a look.
Jackson Hayes. You can't have a I'm just thinking of other good teams. You can't have a Kyle Kuzma, probably.
Is it tough to have a Corey Joseph on offense, Jack?
Maybe. The point is, the Magic are almost all that. Even if you wanted to say, okay, we're going to take away everything else and just let Paolo do whatever he wants, you'd probably be okay. You'd probably be fine. They don't have the offensive talent to stand up with the Celtics. So it is what it is. We'll see what happens, and I'm sure we'll talk about it plenty for the next 6 days, 7 days here before game 1. Yeah. So we'll chat about it. But any final thoughts, or do we think that's good?
Jack is happy. I still think Atlanta sucks. Shout out to the Magic for proving my point today. Atlanta clearly the worst team in this 7-8 matchup. Game 1 Sunday. Forgot to complain about it on the last pod. It has ruined my weekend. Sunday's Easter. There's an individual in my life that would like to celebrate Easter, and now this has become an issue. But that's neither here nor there.
Oh, the day of the game?
Yeah, day of the game. I was so upset when I saw the Saturday schedule drop, and I was like, wait, where is it? I was almost certain that it would be on Saturday. Why is it not on Saturday?
Because the non-playing teams play that day, and then the play-in teams play on Sunday. Anyways.
Adam Silver remains a mortal enemy of mine.
Let's go. We're good there.
All right. Well, thank you very much for listening and watching. Make sure you leave a like, comment, subscribe, and hit the bell because we're going to be giving you all the Celtics content as the playoffs roll on. Full pods drop Tuesday, Thursday, Sunday. Game recaps drop the one after each game. And other videos are on the channel in between to keep you up to date with all things Celtics. You can find the two of us streaming live for a half hour before each game too. So come hang out. It's a lot of fun. Chat with the chat. Watch us play GeoGuessr. Calm the nerves before these tense times. You can find us on Spotify and Apple as well. All pods and recaps are up there. So if you just want those, go ahead, follow. They'll go into your feed. Leave a 5-star review. We'd appreciate that very, very much. You can email us, hbtcpod@gmail.com. Our socials are at How About Them C's for Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook's the name of the podcast. All streams are there. They're on YouTube. They're on Twitter. Jack's Twitter, Jack's My NBA. Mine's at Sam LaFrance NBA. That's it for us. Bye.
Tic-tac-toe.